I really didn't want to make this video. I went to sleep last night worrying about my exam that I had this morning, and I woke up this morning to the news coming out of Manchester. And no one I knew has been affected by it, as far as I know. But I do have quite a few friends in Manchester, including my sister as well. And it's completely possible that my sister has some friends that went to this concert. She's that age. I don't know, I haven't actually managed to talk to her yet. I'm pretty sure she won't have been there. I don't know for a fact. It sickens me to the core the way that this has happened. The fact that someone can go into an arena like that with a bomb and specifically time it for the ending of the concert, that all these younger girls are now leaving the arena, and he plays the bomb right in the entranceway just to cause hurt for really no reason. No one ever deserves to go through anything like this. And it's so difficult to understand why anyone would do this. And from what I've gathered at the news at 2 o'clock, what I've gathered so far, I can't even get my thoughts straight. From what I've gathered, ISIS has now taken responsibility for it and are claiming to have killed 100 people in the attack. The current death toll was this morning 19, but has now risen to 22. Injuries are over 50 people. And one of the fatalities was an 8-year-old girl. An 8-year-old girl called Safi. Her mum and her sister, I believe, were both taken to hospital for shrapnel injuries. But this girl did not make it. It's so difficult when this stuff happens to discuss it, because you really don't want to be insensitive. You don't want to make a situation out of, you don't want it to be about yourself. And I feel like even making a video like this, that's what I'm doing. I'm making a topic on it, and all the newspapers are now making money from this, and that is just sickening, that something like this can happen. An 8-year-old girl can lose her life just down to one man, and people are so quick to just... People are just so quick to get it on the front page that they end up telling lies and jumping to conclusions. Not 20 minutes after the story broke was it all about... Everyone was talking about how it was ISIS, it was a new terrorist attack. Even though there was no proof to that, even now it is clear that that's happened and that's what it was. But it's important to remember at times like this that that's not necessarily the case. It is possible for stuff like this to happen, for the explosions to occur without there being... without it being to do with Islam, and it's important to remember that. I don't even know. I honestly have... I'm not going to edit it. I'm not editing this video at all. This is going up as it is. Mostly because I don't think I can watch this back. I want to say, from what I've gathered, 12 people under the age of 16 have been affected. It's just the fact that it was specifically targeted at a concert. It was Ariana Grande, who is specifically idolised by young girls. And this person went there with these intents. President Trump has called these people evil losers at life. And for some reason he's getting a lot of backlash for that. But it's important to remember, as he later goes on to say, they like being the bad people. These people want to be called monsters. And by giving them what they're wanting and calling them monsters, calling them terrorists even, that's what they're trying to do, that's what they're accomplishing. Calling them evil losers is shaming them and embarrassing them. It's letting them know that we're not bowing down to them. Which is why, for a while, people wanted to call ISIS Daesh. Because ISIS themselves saw this as a derogatory term. Calling them ISIS was calling them by what their name is. Calling them Daesh was derogatory. And I don't really see why we started to call them ISIS instead of Daesh. It's important to know that this is a rarity. It does happen, but it's rare. And it's important to It's important to let it affect you, but not let it stop you. I know my sister was, after the Paris attacks, was really affected by them. Not in a personal way, but in a mental way. She was all of a sudden really terrified to do stuff. Just simple stuff like going on a train into the nearby city, a 20-minute train, which is silly, because we shouldn't let it scare us. But we should remember these people. We should remember people like Safi, who have been, their lives have been cut short. And I hope there's some general message in this video, because there's so much emotion in my brain at the moment that it's difficult to even like consolidate thoughts. Since I had an exam this morning, I saw the news, but I didn't read into it at all. I saw that it had happened. I immediately texted my sister to see if she was okay, just in case, because I don't really talk to her that much, so I don't know whether she would have been there. And then I went to my exam. And then I've come back and I've read the stories, and then I've just immediately recorded this video, because the only way that I could have proved to myself, make it acceptable to record this, was by doing it when it's fresh in my mind, when the story's still real to me, instead of waiting and then letting the emotion of it die down and seeing the facts. Because you go to newspapers for facts. You go to people for emotion. No, I think that's where I'm going to end this video. And I'm going to keep reading and keep up to date with all the stories, and only 2 victims have been named so far. I'm trying to find the other one. The first victim was 18-year-old Georgina Calander, and the second was Safi, 8-year-old Safi. And it's important to not forget who they are and who they were. Right. And I will, on a different note, I will just try and get a video out to you guys tomorrow and Thursday. I'll do my best, like I mentioned in yesterday's video. Alright, see you later.